Hey guys, I'm Danger Gen Vex and welcome back to another Sims 4 house build. This time I actually had to split this build into more than one video. I think it'll only take 2 videos. I'm not sure. It's because I'm not quite finished with it. But I was recording the building of the shell, and this house is going to be called, or is called, Infinity Falls, which you'll see why later. But so I wanted to see if I could do the entire thing in a single video, but it just ran on too long with the building of the shell, so I decided it would be safer to split it up. I guess this is my first split Sims build video then, and I hope it works. I hope you guys don't mind. But I thought it would be better this way than to give you a video that's almost an hour long, because I had no idea. When I started this build, I had no idea what I was going to do. I actually wanted to record the build video yesterday, and when I started recording, I recorded for about an hour and a half, and I was building this gorgeous house that I was really, really proud of. And then something went wrong and the computer froze and everything was lost. The build was lost, the video was lost, everything was lost, and I sank into a little hole. I pulled myself out of it relatively quickly and I tried to build a second house, but the same thing happened. Again, glitch, error, lost everything, heartbroken. Yeah. So instead of moping about, I waited, I calmed down, I waited, and I came back to build this today. So yeah, I really had no idea what I was going to do. This is the first time that I really just completely winged it. No reference material, no inspiration, no bits of pre-planning. The only thing that I knew that I wanted to do, and this was actually meant to go into the house that completely went bonkers yesterday and shanked me in the skinkles, whatever that means. The only thing I knew I wanted was what you can see now, was these waterfalls that you could see from both stories, or at least from one story. But in this one, it ended up from both stories, and I'm actually kind of impressed with how I managed that. And I wanted to build, the original idea for yesterday was to have a kind of simulated infinity pool kind of thing, and I kind of managed to, and then that also went to, bonkers. So instead I had this kind of feel, which you can see here, where I worked in the waterfalls and this double pool. And I also wanted skylights. I really wanted skylights. I know you guys probably noticed that in a couple of the others I've done where I would use fencing to kind of create a trellis, but I didn't just want trellis. I mean, I wanted this to almost feel like an indoor pool that you can swim out into. So I didn't just want this kind of trellis overhead. I really wanted it to look like there was a roof overhead. Now, there aren't really skylights in Sims 4, not that I'm aware of. So instead I used the dance floor. I know it's a dance floor, but there's no way they can get to the roof, so they can't dance on it. So it's a skylight. I wanted to kind of duplicate the curved roof effect here next to the pool, but it didn't work out quite the way that I planned, so it had to go bye-bye. I don't know, there wasn't really an idea behind this house. Here you can also see me go into, the old favorite. I seem to have a massive thing for the rocks. I don't know why. I love the rocks and I love rock pools. Another thing that you guys might notice is that I'm actually talking in this video rather than just saying enjoy the video and putting on some music. I just wanted to give it a shot. I wanted to kind of talk you through what I was doing, what was going through my head, if anything. And, see if you if you could feel that, if you enjoyed that. Something that I usually never do is landscaping tends to come last, because I never quite know what the landscaping would need to be to fit with whatever I decide to do with the house. In this case, however, everything for me was about this pool area, this rock pool, these fountains or waterfalls. So a bit of landscaping happened first, and a little something did go wrong with this one, but it was human error, and I'll tell you about it when it happens. The entire thing about this house for me is I didn't want the look of the house itself to be the feature. I wanted it to have feature items, things that really drew your eye. So the walls, the windows, all of that is actually, it's all this kind of brown color. It tends to kind of fade into the background. And then you've got this curved roof with the balcony on the one side. And I actually had a couple of interesting things with the balcony as well, which you'll see a little bit later. But I wanted your attention to be drawn to the balcony and to the waterfalls. So I fiddled around with that a bit as well, also later. Also, I hope you guys can't hear the wind. It's really, really windy the past couple of days. So the wind is going bananas. You can literally hear it howling outside my window. Like, anyway, losing track. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a cup of coffee. Anyway, so there you can see I'm fiddling around with a curved roof a bit more. I wanted the balcony to have a similar kind of feeling where, first off, I didn't want to use any pillars outside on the balcony because it would go into the middle of the roof and just look strange. But I still wanted it to be kind of cordoned off. And I also didn't want to use those wooden pillars that I've been using because I've been using them so much. And then I found this, and it took a bit of fiddling actually. I had to use move objects, obviously, and I had to raise it up so that it would actually touch the roof, because I upsized it. You guys, if you don't know how to do it, you can do that with the square bracket key thingy, the mathematical bracket. Anyway, so I sized it up. And it was too big, so I needed to place it on the bottom floor, but I raised it a bit. And it actually turned out quite nice. I'd originally intended to kind of use it as a, where it's stuck out at the bottom, to build a kind of like a TV stand system around it. But I had another idea in the end that actually turned out better, and it hid where it stuck out at the bottom, so I went with that. You go with what works. I literally, as this house developed, as I was building it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'll do this. I'd rather not do this. And things actually change frequently throughout this video. Yeah, I'm doing something. Here you can see. I wanted to do something nice here as well. Maybe keep the whole fountain theme or waterfall theme. Oh, excuse me. Mama didn't get enough sleep. I wanted to keep the waterfall theme. And then I was like, yeah, but you can't exactly have a waterfall just pouring into nothing, So I smacked down a pool and it hit the trellis or divider or whatever. And I was like, yeah, okay, I can work with this. I can go with this. Yeah, nice. So I just took it step by step. That little pillar really befuddled me for a few moments before I remembered that I tried to put a fence up there. That's one thing that annoys me a bit. When you put down a wall and it creates a room, then the roof is blocked out so that it doesn't go through the interior. It just limits itself to the exterior. But if you try and do it with fencing, even though it creates a room, it doesn't cordon off the roof. And half walls, the same thing. It doesn't cordon off the roof. So no matter how I tried, I'll always have this bit of roof sticking out that you can see there. Doors and windows. Oh, the doors, I found these and they actually blended in quite nicely with the rest of the color scheme. You know, the kind of faint brown, whatever. No, it's desaturated-ish brown that I had going. But I couldn't find a window that would work. So in the end, I think I just went with grey or black windows. I'm not sure. I think, yeah, it was black windows. I went with the black windows. Another thing that was a big deal for me, even though the pool was inside, I wanted the entire house to have a lot of windows. I wanted it to seem very, very open. I think you guys might have noticed that I also have, that's another one of my addictions, is windows. So I wanted it to have a very, very open feel. And I used a lot of these windows to get it. What I would really, really, really like, EA, is if you could put in borderless windows. It's not too much to ask, is it? Just take out the border and just slap in a window. I would love to create window walls. Can you imagine that? This entire house, just walls that are windows, but it's a wall. So you can still put stuff up against it and everything because it's a wall, but it's a window. So walled windows and borderless windows would be so nice, actually. I would really appreciate that. If anybody from EA is even watching or caring, whatever. I should probably tweet that out sometime. One thing that bugged me around quite a bit, and I knew that would the moment I built this house. The moment I built this house, I knew it was going to bugger me around. And that was using the diagonal parts. I mean, you can't put stairs diagonally. And, you know, the windows get all funky and curtains get all weird and counters become all strange. Everything gets weird when you try and build a house diagonally. Sorry, Harry Potter flashback. It's Diagon Alley. Pew! Random. Yeah, so, speaking of random things, the videos for tomorrow and Friday were actually videos that I'd recorded before the internet went down at the start of this month. So I know I mentioned in Friday's video that the internet might go down again. No, it won't. It did go down again back when I recorded it, before I could even put the video up, because the people in the house had updates to do. So they did all their updates and then the internet went down and I never got to upload the video. So just so that you're aware. I'm fiddling around with the lighting. This is another big thing for me, especially when I do feature bits like this, is the lighting. Lighting has to be perfect for me because, I mean, even though you play during the day as well, you play during the day, mainly. There will be times that you play during the night. You know, maybe you're having guests over, having a bit of a pool party, who knows, whatever. You're playing at night, and I want lighting. I want it to look pretty at night as well. It'll probably cost you a fortune to keep this place funded. You know, you've got to pay for the pool pumps and the waterfalls pumps and cleaning and all the lighting, because the outdoor lights are on at night. And anyway, you know, it's playable, but it's also pretty, in my opinion. The bane of my existence. Another thing that I really wanted to do this time. I often build a house. It's this massive house, but it's for a single person or a couple. Most of the time, 99% of the time, because it only has one bedroom and then a guest bathroom. But this time, I was absolutely determined to have a second bedroom, you know, for a teen or child or whatever. So I was really, really determined to have a second bedroom, which meant that I had to put in the main bedroom and the ensuite bathroom, and then I had to put in a second bathroom and a children's bedroom, or, teen bedroom or whatever. I had to put in a second bedroom as well. And I wanted it all on the second story because I wanted the second story to be like the private area. Downstairs we'll have this living room and the kitchen and the dining room and maybe a study or, whatever I feel like putting in there. And maybe if there's space, I'll put in a gym area. If there's space, there's probably enough space. I just don't use space very well. It's another one of my weaknesses. But I wanted the living space, the private area, to be upstairs. And I wanted it to have a bit of a balcony. So I cut into my already short on space. And, the diagonal parts, as I told you as well. You can see it's just causing me so much confusion and problems. But I think I did manage to split it up all right in the end. And then I had to put stairs up, obviously, because you've got to get upstairs to be able to use an upstairs. The stairs. Oh, the sweet stairs. And then I wanted to make sure, you'll notice always, if you have rooms upstairs, you have these white little bits. I'm pointing to it on my screen, but you guys can't see me pointing to it on my screen. So I used the same kind of thing that you put around a room on the outside to kind of mask that white bit. And then I noticed that it just wouldn't do it on the one side. And as you might have noticed now, that it didn't have that wall. And that's why the roof was sticking through as well. So I had to retrace the room so that it would register as a complete room, cut the roof out and then allow me to put this kind of fenced, or not fenced, I don't know, what do you call it again? I don't know, this lining to the floor so that you don't have this hideous white floor bit sticking out from under the wall. So I think we're pretty much getting close to the end of the shell, the building of the shell. It's just the stairs that I relocated again. I forgot to say, you might have noticed it now, there's more landscaping done outside. It's not all of the landscaping, but you definitely didn't see me do it. You're not, delusional or anything if you did notice the landscaping, but I didn't see her do that. No, you didn't see me do that because I forgot to hit the record button. So I did all this landscaping and I check if the video is still recording all right, and I noticed that it's not recording at all. But you will get a nice frontal shot still in this video of, the bit of landscaping that I did do. There's still a lot of landscaping that I have in mind for this particular house. But yeah, so there you can see I finally decided on a position for the stairs. And I was finally happy with it after everything that I'd done and gone through. I was like, yeah, okay, this is good. I can live with this. You'll also notice that I'm using this kind of brick wall. I used it to accent the waterfalls, or the stone wall, and I used it to accent the waterfalls and the pool. So the whole pool now actually looks like it's the stone pool, and I think it looks really, really nice. But I decided that was going to kind of be my accent feature, was the stone. And because it looked so nice there where I'd used it, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm happy. This is the way I'll go. Then, as is my habit, I just slapped down, wallpaper and tiling, I think, in every room, just so that it kind of reminds me, don't forget to put down wallpapers. So, yeah, and that is pretty much where we're standing. That's the shell of the house. So there's a bit of a view for you. You can see the front panorama view, all the windows, these big lights. You can see the skylights / dance floors, whatever, the lights that I used. There's the side view. You can only just see the waterfall there and the lights that I decided to use for the balcony. And then on the other side, There you go. You can see the waterfalls falling there. I kind of made sure that the waterfalls were falling as I recorded this because it's just so pretty and I just loved watching them. And I was glad that it actually looked right, you know, crashing into the pool down below. And I also just wanted to give you this screenshot of what it looks like at night so you can see the effect of the lighting on the front. But yeah, so that is the shell of Infinity Falls. And this is part 1. In part 2, we're going to do all the I hope we're going to get to all the decorating. But thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.